Congratulations on Fences, Denzel. It's a really powerful, really emotional family drama. So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask first of all about your approach in directing it, because Fences was actually originally a play. I was wondering, did you in any way want to maintain a kind of theatrical sensibility to it?
I mean, it is what it is. And you know, I made a smart decision to use everyone that I could that had done the play. You know, obviously I was going to use Viola, but also Stephen Henderson and Michael T. and Russell Hornsby, because we knew the music. We had a rhythm. And all of them, and myself obviously, had television and film experience, so I wasn't worrying about them transitioning it or changing it, for television. I mean, the only thing, if you say theatrical, is in a theater, you have to reach the back row. So your vocal, the inflection, all of that's different.
Yeah.
The two of us sitting here changes the dynamic. There's no reason for me to talk like that to you, so, so that comes naturally, I think. And Troy is television. He's the TV on Fridays. So it's theatrical by nature. They come in, they get the pint of liquor. In the play and in the screenplay, August talks about it being a ritual. He's gonna drink a little bit. They're gonna tell the same stories. She's gonna say he's lying. Like he says all that stuff, and it says Rosie tell you, and she says Troy lying, and he doesn't say no, I'm not. He keeps right on going. It's because they're used to that. That's the Friday night ritual.
Yeah. Speaking of your character, Troy, what I found really interesting was that he is actually quite complex, and there are points in Fences where it is quite difficult to sympathise with him. Was there any point in which you found it's kind of really hard to get into this character and to relate to him and to get in his shoes?
No, because you didn't know that ahead of time.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I read it, you know what he's going to say, but he's brutally honest. His friend says, you should, I don't want to give it away, you should say one thing, and he goes in the house and says everything, so he's brutally honest. And August Wilson writes characters as they are, common people, real life circumstances, warts and all. So you know that going in, and you can't shy away, I want everybody to like me. He is who he is. What I did say to all the actors is, let's infuse as much love in this as we can. Let's make sure we're starting with love, so that when things change, you root for them, or you want them to work it out. Or you root for her anyway.
Yeah. You mentioned there earlier Viola Davis, who's absolutely extraordinary, and she's like really on the rise at the moment. What was your experience of working with her?
I hired Viola Davis 17 years ago in the first film I directed. She was great then, so I knew she was a great actor. When Scott Rudin asked me he sent me the screenplay 7 years ago, and I decided I wanted to do the play first. The first person we went to was Viola Davis, because I knew she was a great actor, and she is a great actor, and she shows it here.
Aside from Fences, you have some really exciting projects coming up. There's the sequel to The Equalizer and Inner City, which we in Ireland are really excited to see, because she'll be opposite Colin Farrell.
Right. That's
exactly. Right. So what can you tell us?
Was he raised in Ireland, or is he raised in America?
That's right. So basically he kind of went over to the States, but like he was born and raised in Ireland, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. So what can you tell us about those two projects?
Nothing. You got to see.
Oh.
No, Inner City, it was written by Dan Gilroy, who his debut was Nightcrawler. He's been writing a long time, but he wrote and directed Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal. And this is really a really excellent script. So we'll see what happens.
Exciting stuff. Right. So then my very last question for you, Denzel. This one is just for fun. What is your favorite movie or couple of movies? It's a tough one, I know.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't want to... Well, Godfather came right into my head.
Yes.
So
classic.
We'll just stop. We'll stop right there.
Okay.
That was a classic, obviously.